Oh boy. Shalom, it's following Yahshua. Alright, so I just have something that I just wanted to pose to everybody. I'm following all the things they're saying about the election and the results and the voter fraud. And again, if you watch my last video, I believe everybody cheats in these elections. But what if they are able to find substantial voter irregularities? I think I saw the Attorney General Barr is was asking the Department of Justice to investigate the voter irregularities. And what if they find irregularities? What if they find some substantial truth, verifiable truth? What if, just what if, they take the presidency away from Biden and they give it to Trump? Could that have been something that was planned all along to cause more chaos and anarchy? You give, certain groups, and this is just what if, but you give certain groups like, Antifa and BLM the idea that they won something, and then you snatch it back away from them. Can you imagine the amount of chaos there would be? Can you imagine the amount of anarchy there would be? Can you imagine how bad things would actually get? Again, I didn't vote, but I'm looking at it and I'm saying Trump has a right to not concede right now. I mean, again, I believe everybody cheats. But hey, if you cheated and didn't get caught, if Trump cheated and didn't get caught, he was a better cheater. But if you've got some really consistent voter irregularities in this situation, then it does raise the question. And more importantly, could this have been the plan all along? Could this have been the plan? Let's just say you had an outright Trump victory. Yeah, you may have seen some sort of riots, but Biden would have conceded, likely. Now, can you imagine if they gave it to Biden and then took it from him and gave it to Trump? The Associated Press, I believe, has a major role to play in this whole situation of announcing that Biden won states and then he won the presidency well before it was actually proven. It seems that there is a pull on the emotions of people right now. It's trying to rile them up. It's like it's intentional. This whole thing's intentional. It really feels that way. Which is even more of a reason for you to prepare. We could be in for a very long, emotional roller coaster as far as the people in this country are concerned. For me, I'm just watching. As a watchman does. Sounds the trumpet. Lets people know, warning, do not be complacent. I would like you all, for those of you who, we were doing a study yesterday, me and the family. We were talking about the word complacency. Go look up the word complacency. Look it up. And for instance, the freedictionary.com. Look up the word complacency. Or complacent, both of them. Because we should not be complacent. This whole thing, it smells as this whole thing was intentional. And everybody is playing their role in this situation. Everybody. People are wondering, is Trump going to blast out all the secrets? Well, he won't blast out the secrets. Well, he will. In reality, we don't know. People have comments about everything, and the reality of it is, in a lot of this, we just don't know. This thing can go either way. Sorry, I got something in my mouth. This thing can go either way. But what if they snatch this presidency away from away from Biden and give it to Trump? What if the challenge is substantial and they withhold everything? Could this whole mess somehow result in Nancy Pelosi getting more power? Could this result, how could this, we don't know. It's a mess. But as I do a little bit more and I dive a little bit more, you know, you do see that, you know, and I'm not a Trump fan, I'm not a Trumpite, I'm not a Bidenite. But there are some things that don't make sense. Now, Trump is doing a lot of reaching also. But there are some things that just don't make sense. And in reality, could this just be a simple situation in which everybody play your role? Everybody play your role, and what the system, or what he, I mean, I'm talking about the he that's higher than the presidency. What he wants done is to sow chaos, to sow confusion amongst the people, so that people will turn against each other. You know, a modern civil war where literally, when you look at the Civil War, the North versus the South, you see it was literally brother against brother, literally blood brother against blood brother. We're seeing dissension, we're seeing family lines being dissolved because one person voted for Trump or one person voted for Biden. What if this whole thing is a complete setup? What this would mean is that these cities are going to turn into absolute war zones. These reservations would turn into absolute war zones. They would be the front lines. And I'm not talking about a civil war, you know, I'm not talking about the way it was at that time, you know, with the Confederacy and the North. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, but you literally could have, you know, some form of battles, whether it be riots that go to the next level where people are literally shooting at each other. You could have something absolutely disastrous take place from all this, because there's a lot of confusion being sown. And none of this is clear anymore. It's all a bunch of haziness, which is even more the reason why you need to take all the precautions that you possibly can take to remove yourself from these sort of situations, because it looks like it's going to be a mess. And people are going to suffer. And people are going to have to deal with the fallout. And whether or not you voted or didn't vote, or whether or not you believe what's being shown or believe what's being said, or whatever it may be, you may have to pay for it. It may be at your job, place of work, the fallout. It could be your place of work being burned down by BLM or Antifa. It could be your apartment complex being assaulted. It could be you being assaulted. It could be one of these ravenous people threatening your family or harming your family, harming your wife, harming your children. Because people can't deal with their emotions, because you can tell that they are pulling people's emotions left and right. I would say be wise in these times. Even the more so, fellowship, come together with others, spend time with others, train together if can be, come out, get around those of like precious faith. This is not the time to be complacent. This is the time to be wise. And to foresee what is happening. Because they are sowing a whole lot of confusion. And whenever people are sowing a whole lot of confusion, they're doing it for a reason. Keep your eyes up. Keep awake. Something is coming. Bless y'all.